Hey guys, we're going back to Mexico. For those of you wondering, yes, I did used to spend a lot of time down in Mexico and have a lot of interesting stories from down there. This story time is about when I was actually down there for an off-road race. So on this trip, I was part of a race team and I was helping out. And part of what I was doing is I was riding co-driver or co-passenger in one of the race trucks. And then when I'm not in the truck, I'm actually helping out as far as like pit crew kind of thing. And these races are like almost 500 miles or almost 1,000 miles long. So there's a lot of different pit stops kind of along the road. It's not, you're not doing a circle around and stuff like that. So you have to drive, 50, 60, 100 miles to the next stop or pit stop where you're going to stop and wait for them to maybe change a tire or fill up gas or something. So when I was helping out with pit crew and not in the race truck, I was riding with the driver's wife and then their two kids. And they had a full-size pickup truck, and then we had a bunch of spare parts and stuff in the back of the bed of the truck. So we had made our way down to a certain point where we were waiting for the race truck to come up and then make sure that they didn't need any extra fuel or any extra tires or any problems with the vehicle. The off-road trail at this one point was only a few hundred feet from the actual paved highway. So it was really easily accessible for us in the truck to be able to drive and then kind of wait for where the race truck's going to come through. And so it was the middle of the night. We were in a safe location. It's just that I don't know what occurred with this person. I don't know if they were not paying attention or if they were drinking. Let me show you my little drawing here. Imagine that this is sort of the race course that kind of comes along and sort of goes down the side here. And then this is the main highway. And the key with this is what I'm showing you is the main highway went, and this was a big, long, sweeping turn that came through here. So our truck was parked down here, and we were kind of staying close to the race course here where we were going to wait for the race truck to come down and kind of meet him here. Now, this distance is really big. This is, I don't know, hundreds of feet or a couple hundred yards, whatever the distance between here and here. I'm just trying to show you on this piece of paper. We were there in the middle of the night and it was cold and everything, and it was just quiet and dark. It's like sometimes you're waiting around for hours. And so I decided to take a walk and go gather up some firewood and some wood so we can kind of make a fire because we're hanging out. The wife stayed kind of hanging out. She was not in the truck. The two kids were sleeping in the truck because it was late, and they were sleeping in the back of the truck. And then I, kind of wandered off and I started, looking for some firewood. I started kind of walking along the highway here and looking for firewood. So by the time I was up here, I was a couple hundred yards away, or about 100, 200 yards away from the car here. At this point where I was at was right where the turn started. So I saw this car coming down down the road right here on the road, and as soon as it got by me right here, it hit the dirt. And I immediately thought to myself, this guy's not turning on the highway, and he's going straight for where the car is, because he must have seen the lights or something, or seen the car from far away with the high beams and thought that was just part of the road. I don't know if he was drinking or what. So the car hits the dirt and he's going straight, and I'm thinking to myself, I know exactly what is going to happen. He is going straight for the fucking car. I immediately turned around and started running because I already knew what was going to happen. Sure enough, the car went straight, doing probably 50, 60 miles an hour, smashed into the parked truck right here. This car hit the truck so hard that it popped the truck in the air and threw it like 50, 75 feet into almost like another little dirt hill is where it stopped. And I am running, and the wife was kind of hanging out. She wasn't in the car. She saw what happened. She starts screaming, and I am running back down to see what's going on. The kids were in the back sleeping. The whole windshield of this car was totally smashed. There was blood everywhere. There were 3 kids or 3 teenagers or early 20s probably in the actual car, and they come out, they're just bleeding all over. And of course we're in Mexico. These are all like Mexican kids. They're just speaking Spanish like so fast, and I can kind of understand a little bit of Spanish, but just kind of basic stuff. But in that kind of an incident, okay, you don't know what's you don't understand what's in. So they're like trying to see like if everybody's okay, and I'm like, there are kids in the car, and so the mom is freaking out, or the wife is freaking out, the mom's freaking out, and everybody's like screaming and freaking out. We can't communicate with them at all, and I'm just get over to the truck. The two kids were like thrown to the bottom of the seat, and they slowly start to get out, and they're like, my head hurts, and what happened? Because they were sleeping in the car when it got hit. It's probably better that they were sleeping. The kids are like, scared and stuff, and we don't know what kind of injuries people have. And down there in Mexico, we don't have like cell phone service, and it was the middle of the night. It was just bad, like all in general. The car was demolished. It was not drivable. And then from there, we have like these off-road race radios, so we're trying to get a hold of somebody to try to like explain what happened, because we don't really have any other forms of communication. Now we're stuck out there. We can't drive or get anywhere. We were there for hours waiting for somebody to like come get us. At this point, there were a couple other people, and there were some people that could speak Spanish and stuff. Fortunately, the car didn't hit me, because the car came very, very close to hitting me. Fortunately, the kids were okay. The truck was demolished. The other car was demolished. And I think that those kids ended up being okay, or the teenagers, whatever, in the car ended up being okay. But like I said, I don't totally know. But yeah, it was just crazy. Anyways, hope you guys like my story time. I don't know if there's a lesson to be learned with this, but I think I learned from all these different lessons that happen with me, or that I am involved in. I always learn a little bit more about what to do or what not to do. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this or learned something from it. And thanks for watching, and I will be here tomorrow. Will you?